Welcome back for another video. What an absurdly good and very lucky game week it was for me. 77 points all out, which takes the team up to 3.4k overall. Tons of points coming from unexpected places, right? I was saying in last week's video that I'm going to need the attackers to do a lot of the heavy lifting here, because we're not likely to get much from a defence that's got the likes of Burn and Wan-Bissaka. And in the end, the opposite happens with the front three doing absolutely nothing, like Wissa, Mateta, Isak, 4 points between them. Burn and Wan-Bissaka both get an assist and a clean sheet for a double-digit return. I was a bit surprised that it was just my third best game week of the season in terms of game week rank. But yeah, Eze with a brace as well, Sar got an assist, Captain and Bumo assist. So yeah, not great, but at least he didn't blank anyway in Bumo. Very lucky to get on the right side of some 50-50s, like Martinez versus Raya. And the same with Saliba and Konate, who they were tempting to start, to be honest with you, instead of Burn and Wan-Bissaka. That's the frustrating thing about this game when you're on the wrong end of it. Like, loads of you had the likes of Forest defenders, which was an undeniably better team on paper, and many of you had the likes of Burn and Wan-Bissaka on the bench, which made sense. It's such a high variance game week to week. Speaking of variance then, let's have a look at some of your highs and lows sent in. First one's from KSI. FPL was massive, I guess. KSI sent his team and he had the bench boost active last week and he finished on 80 points all out. Very unlucky to get literally just 6 points from a bench with Isak, Cunha, Salah on there. KSI, if you're watching this, chill out with the transfers. He's made 59 transfers this season and he's taken 108 points in hits. But yeah, if you're up for it, let's do a video together next season after you've put together your Gameweek 1 team. Tyler Kirk says 35 points on my bench and I didn't use the bench boost. I mean, you can't really fault the bench here. Like Areola, Murphy, Burn and Munoz. Maybe he would have started Munoz over Concert, but I mean, that's really unlucky to have 35 points benched and a 41 point team. Matt Armstrong says, probably the best backline I've ever had in a game week. He had Wan-Bissaka, Munoz and Burn. So yeah, the dream back three there, they were the top scoring defenders of the game week. And they were the only defenders, in fact, that got double digit points. And he had all three. Jason Fleming says, not so much an overall score one, but rather the bench totals across the past 4 game weeks. And now I wonder which one the bench was utilised in. He got 6 points on the Gameweek 33 bench boost, and then since then he's benched 25, 20 and 27 points in the 3 game weeks since. There was only one winner this game week though, and the last one is Alex JP, who says, best week I've probably ever had on FPL, a top 500 in the world game week rank with a near perfect bench boost. Bench boosted 29 points and he finished on 102 points all out. He had Wood captain, he had Eze's brace, he had returns from Collins, Vardy and Bumo and Rogers as well. Fair play. So 2 more game weeks, 2 more free transfers, so let's get into the team for Gameweek 37. Got to go with Martinez in goal this week after consecutive clean sheets, 9 and 8 pointers. He's been pivotal. We're seeing some more controlled performances from Villa as of late, which has equated to some clean sheets, which were massively lacking early in the season. Like in the first half of this season, Martinez literally kept 3. It's Spurs home next as well, where he's been given a 36% chance of a clean sheet. Here's your odds for Gameweek 37. So yeah, Everton are top, home to Southampton, 47%. Chelsea 42, and then Man City and Villa 36%. So yeah, the clean sheet odds also favour Martinez slightly over Raya, who's got Newcastle home. He's on 31.5%. In defence, it's Vardy, Saliba and Wan-Bissaka. I'm faced with a decision between Konate and Wan-Bissaka. Like, Liverpool are the far better defence, but loads of the squad have been away on holiday this week again. I mean, they're barely even training as well. Apparently they had 1 session last game week. Perhaps a similar story this week. Konate's got Brighton away, Wan-Bissaka's home to Forest. It's Wan-Bissaka who's starting. Since Potter took over West Ham in Gameweek 21, he's provided 4 assists, which is joint most among the defenders, along with Munoz. He's been playing a wing back as well. He's absolutely class against Man United. So the staple pick Vardy's got Bournemouth home, which comes after the FA Cup final, of course. I've got 3 players in total that are going to play in the final this weekend before their Gameweek 37 fixture, so I'm not too overly exposed. Top 5 is still far from secure for City, so again we might see some more measured performances. They've kept 5 clean sheets in their last 7 games. Bournemouth are no pushovers either. Huge game at the Emirates. Arsenal secure Champions League football with a result here, and they basically secure 2nd place with a win, whereas a Newcastle win would see them move up to 2nd place. So I'm happy to be exposed to that fixture of Saliba and I can hedge with Martinez in goal rather than going for the double Arsenal defence. I'm hoping Rice is back next match, or he's going to be a huge miss, as he was against Liverpool. Here's how the midfield is shaping up. It's Sarr, Eze, Mbeumo, Salah and Rodgers. If I was trying to predict the minutes of the Palace assets in Gameweek 37, I think Sarr and Eze are a bit more secure than perhaps a Mateta. Like Munoz, he should be safe as well, of course. I just need them for Gameweek 37, and they'll be benched and sold in Gameweek 38 when they've got Liverpool away. But yeah, if they win the FA Cup, I mean, there might be a few hangovers in the squad, and certainly less training, so who knows. I think Eze's a good example of how you have to remain open when it comes to your opinions on players over the season, and expect your opinions to change. Like, I had Eze towards the start of this season, and he was really disappointing. Same with Bruno, actually. Like, both of them, they've been through spells where they've absolutely torn up this season. Like, that's Eze right now, and Bruno, of course, a couple of months or so ago. Had I written Eze off after how bad he was for points early in the season, I would have missed out on some incredible returns as of late. Like, he's got 4 goals in his last 3. That said, I'm not hearing anyone out about picking Nkunku and Kwanzaa ever again. Did anyone else have both back in Gameweek 1? This was my team back then. I had Eze and Bruno both in there actually, but yeah, some awful picks here. I mean, Haaland, he did pretty well at the start. I had Smith Rowe. No Salah though, that was a massive mistake early. Anyway, captaincy this week goes to Mbeumo. Home to Fulham, who have lost 4 of their last 5 games with no clean sheets kept over that run. Brentford are 4th highest for expected goals over the last 4 game weeks, and they're only 0.05 behind Arsenal, who are 3rd, and they're only 0.2 behind Palace, who are 2nd, Liverpool top. What I will say is, next game week, there's really no clear stand-up captain. Mbeumo, Salah, Watkins, Palmer, all solid choices. Saying that, the captaincy widget on the Focal app's actually got Palmer on 5 stars, but in my eyes, I think it's a bit closer than that. The other guys are just 2 stars on there. I mean, Chelsea haven't been that great, have they, recently? And Jackson will actually be a big miss, despite what happened last game. Salah's dry spell recently after the consistency of returns early in the season is just unimaginable. Like, it probably won't even be 100% effective ownership, which was crazy even to fathom earlier in the campaign. So even Salah captain's got huge upside this week. So yeah, if this is the game where Salah finally shows up, then the potential gains are massive. You do get this sense that the motivation just isn't there for Liverpool, understandably. Like, Slotty's been rotating, and as we said, loads of the squad are literally on holiday right now, and they're doing minimal training sessions. Despite all that, Salah's staying in my team for the final 2. But yeah, if you're chasing, he's actually the one that you could move on. Although he's probably not going to be heavily captained, he's still going to be about 90+% effective ownership in those top 10k, top 100k thresholds. If I don't buy Watkins this week, then hopefully Rodgers can be involved in the goals. At least he got the assist last match for that goal Rodgers scored. And I'll at least have some skin in that game from an offensive point of view. It's Spurs home as well. I mean, obviously that game was moved to this Friday, which has also brought the deadline back to 6 PM UK time. So yeah, Spurs get more of a rest before the final. And I suspect they may go stronger than they did against Palace. I'm not expecting this to be a 4-0 type game that lots seem to be predicting this week. Spurs probably field a decent team, and they're going to really want to take some confidence into the final. Up front it's Isak and Wissa. So there is the option to play a triple Palace attack again, given that Mateta did survive my team in the end after that Marmoush benching was leaked, but his minutes have just been really poor recently, plus there's the final coming up, and that will have no doubt of course played a part in his lack of goals. Like, he's got 1 return in 6 games, so yes, Isak in the starting 11 even though he's up against Saliba. I mean, he has shown throughout the season that he's got the quality to score against absolutely anyone. It'd be great to get more than a 1-pointer from Wissa this week. So many popular forwards didn't do anything last week, did they? Like Isak, Marmoush, Haaland, Wissa, Cunha, Mateta, all blanked. I'm praying for one of those goal and Mbeumo assist Wissa type goals this week. That's happened 7 times this season, in fact. On the bench, it's Raya, Mateta, Konate and Burn. If Liverpool were still fighting for the league, then without doubt I'd be playing Konate over Wan-Bissaka. But right now I can't even guarantee Konate starts. I came across a fun graphic from Rob T, who was attempting to measure who's on the beach right now. So higher percentage here means they've got nothing left to play for, and lower means everything's still on the line. So Villa, Newcastle, Brentford, etc. all 0%. It's not an easily measurable thing, like who's on the beach, and it is a bit of a cliche saying. Like, you still have individual players that are highly motivated, whether that's a new contract or looking for a move in the summer. But yeah, Liverpool 100% beach on this graphic. I thought it was an interesting one. I've not seen anything like this before, so I thought I'd share it. Anyway, transfer plans. There's just two paths that I'm looking at now for the final two. Option 1 is I buy Watkins for Mateta this week, and then I bench one of Isak or Sarr. And then in Gameweek 38 I buy either Clivert or Semenyo for Leicester home. So that's option 1, buying Watkins now. Option 2 is to roll this week, and then I look to buy Evan Nilsson and Saka in Gameweek 38. This one really feels 50-50 because Watkins home to Spurs is great. He's going to be highly owned, and he does have Man United Gameweek 38. On the other hand, I really like the idea of targeting Southampton and Leicester in Gameweek 38, the two worst teams in the league, so the plan is to roll. And this keeps me much more flexible as well, just in case anything happens this game week that could affect my plans. Good luck next game week everyone, hope you all smash it. Thanks for watching and see you soon for the next one.